So, I mean, so I think there are certain vocabularies that are useful for games. I mean, coming out of someone who studied cinema, the idea of like diegetic and non-diegetic elements in games and things like that, that's useful to have and to understand. There are aspects of, sort of the, just like mechanical. Like I feel like we can't forget that, there's a quote that I'm semi-famous for where I say like we see games through our hands, right? I guess if you're playing with Kinect, that might be a little less true, right? But the idea is that it's not just what's coming in through your eyes. The idea of like how you experience it through your hands. So games like Call of Duty and what Infinity Ward was able to achieve, sort of the feel of the controls. Before them, Bungie and those kinds of things. Those are things that are sort of essential to the experience. You have companies like Valve and what they've done with like Half-Life 1 and 2 and sort of like how they introduce you to the game, the idea that moving through the space and sort of like embedded narrative, that the environment tells a story, these are not necessarily things that are only germane to games, but I feel like games exploit them in ways that other media don't. And then games are kind of, to me, it's not whether games are a higher art form than others, but they combine aspects of so many art forms, like architecture and cinema and television and those kinds of things. Even if you look at storytelling in games, the model has been for a long time for blockbuster games has been movies. When a 10-hour movie or 12-hour movie is a pretty attenuated experience. If they were to sort of look for television more as a model and sort of segment the experience more along those lines, which they do anyway, but the arc of a movie versus the arc of a season of a TV show is different, right? And so when I look at those things, I'm a consultant now, and having a background in multiple media and being able to use the right analogy at the right time, the right example at the right time, and not be limited only to games, but be able to draw upon the right games where games are applicable. That's essential, and I think the critical language around games is evolving accordingly.